obviously you've seen what has happened with Jeffrey Epstein, right? He goes in, he holds all of this incredibly valuable information as to all of, in fact, I call it Washington's most secure document, like why this list has never been leaked. But you obviously saw what happened inside of the prison to Jeffrey Epstein, who was an actual, real, horrible criminal, right? That's committed horrific offenses. You saw what happened to him and the level of security that was around him, and still, because these people were connected, they were able to get to him. Does it cause you any concern knowing how closely tied the CCP is, obviously, to New York City? I mean, it's obvious to me that they have them in their pocket, and as closely tied as they are to Washington, all of the stuff that's coming out about the money that's been funneled to Joe Biden. Does it really concern you for Mr. Miles Guo's safety?
Absolutely. We're deeply concerned about his personal safety. And that's why we're rallying the support for getting Mr. Miles Guo bailed out. And we're deeply disappointed by today's decision of the denial of his second bail request, because all these reasons that are cited for the denial, for example, the flight risk or the posing risk to the community. The same question can be asked to the two Chinatown men who set up the CCP police station. Why don't you ask them the questions about, the concerns of the flight risk and posing the risk to the local community? I mean, Mr. Miles Guo is CCP enemy number one. And in that 89 pages indictment by the Eastern District of New York, Mr. Miles Guo is labeled as a victim number one in that indictment against the 40 plus officers from the CCP's MPS, the Ministry of Public Security. So how can Mr. Miles Guo flee to communist China? I mean, there's no such a risk, because he will never ever go back to China to be murdered by the CCP instantly the second he landed in the communist China. And the second concern about posing a risk to the community, I mean, these two Chinatown men who set up the CCP police in Lower Manhattan, they're the ones who issue death threats. They're the ones who are trying to silence and intimidate the Chinese dissidents. They are the real big threat to the local community. Mr. Miles Guo is never a concern of risk or a threat to anybody in New York City. So I don't get it.